enjoying the show a lot more now that Mikey's taught me this technology. Pretty cool.
Again, we're recording right now for the Patriot Hour, and we're going live on the Patriot Tech. We see we got 15, 16 people in the room so far on the Patriot Tech. Not getting the numbers we used to get from the Patriot Hour, but it's working.
People aren't switching over yet, but we'll get there.
They will. Lots to go over today. We do have a new Q post. We'll get read real quick here before we jump into anything else, because that just popped up.
If all those that haven't come over yet are a lot like me, it's Mike told me about this technology about 4 or 5 months ago, and I'm just now getting around to doing it. But patience, I suppose. For me, I just procrastinate.
Hey, it's busy times sometimes. All right, so 2562 right up here. The Clinton Foundation investigation is complete. We got a video here linked.
So, Chris, we'd love to have a Marine on the show.
Yes, we would.
Make the drive. Oh, God.
I'll grab this in a minute. Let me... I'm totally on the wrong thing here. Grab this, copy. So, interesting music for Fox News. Let's we're gonna have to watch this so we make sense of it. Let me grab this in here, get a web browser. Bear with us, folks.
Shout out from Texas. Hey, Jaws and I was just in Tyler, Texas. What was that, about a week ago there, Jaws?
Yeah, we were down there for a few days.
Yep. So, hello to Texas.
A better bank starts with looking at something old and saying, really? So we built Capital One Cafe.
All right, check this out.
With savings and checking accounts you can open from here in 5 minutes. This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
We no way endorse Capital One, folks. 3 people are coming forward with hundreds of pages. Misappropriation of funds and allegations of quid pro quo promises made to donors. Republican Mark Meadows. All right, so we just saw that there. Interesting music for Fox News. Sound familiar? Why all of a sudden are people talking about the Clinton Foundation, including whistleblowers and hidden company established to investigate covertly ex-ABCs? So we got the ex-ABC, CIAs, FBIs, alphabetic agencies. What would go public if the investigation was still ongoing? Would you go public if the investigation was still ongoing? What happens when you have enough evidence to proceed? What is the benefit of educating the public prior to proceeding? Comey, with the Y in the brackets. So what is benefit of educating the public prior to proceeding forward with anything? Scott, do you have any ideas? I mean, what would be the benefit? Maybe public awareness? So it's not so shock and awe?
Well, it's kind of like when they start dropping, in my opinion, when they start dropping the info or the heads up on tribunals done by the military, that's their way of getting us ready or prepared when we actually do see it all happen. Nobody's just like, whoa, because if it's too
Sounds obscure or like
Right.
they don't know nothing about it. Is this a proper
it's
way?
unbelievable. It must be BS, because if you shock people, sometimes you're going to lose half those people's trust or belief system.
Yeah.
So you kind of, the whole breadcrumbs thing, the whole point of Q is just, spoon feed them, don't just throw the whole pizza at them, So yes, that is my take on that.
So we know Huber has been investigating this, folks, for a year. Not just the Clinton Foundation, the use of her private rogue basement dwelling bathroom closet server. That's another investigation he's been doing, but we're just now starting to get into so we know they had the one whistleblower that worked with and gave a thumb drive to a private watchdog group. This was last week. So this guy worked for the foundation, flipped on the foundation. They were able to, Huber, Flynn, somebody was able to go to this guy and talk to him, and he flipped. And he gave stuff over and then the FBI came and raided his home. But after he gave stuff out, they wanted to see if he had anything more he wasn't given.
Right.
So then they broke that. And then last week on Hannity, John Solomon was like, well, we got another whistleblower that, and they're like, this is the guy that just had his house raided earlier yesterday. And they're like, no, this is another one. So that's like, okay, and they just brought up in that article three.
There's a total
So
of
they've
three.
gotten 3 people to flip on the foundation of things they've seen. It all leads to the misappropriation of funds.
That's 2 more than needed. You know what I mean? You get one person to crack, usually it's just, now you got 3, so it's credible.
I'm hoping, I'm glad they're not dead, or that's typically
to knock on some wood there. Double tap to the back of the head. It was double tap suicide. That happens a lot around the.
It's amazing that Bill is able to go to places like, I don't know, Moscow, do a $500,000 speech. He comes back shortly after there's a donation made to the foundation, and then shortly after that, paperwork will come across from that country, wherever Bill is at, to the State Department. She'd sign off.
Right.
But that was after Bill got his, and then the foundation got theirs, and then they'd get their deal. But the minute that they didn't win, now they're going around on a 13-city week tour. Bill and Hillary sitting on top of a stage. They just did a basketball arena 5-6 nights ago. 19,800 the stadium could hold.
Yeah.
They sold 1,800 tickets is all.
Right.
At the last minute on apps, they were saying they were tickets for $6. Couldn't give them away.
Really?
They were just trying to fill it up at that point, and it's like, I'll give you $100 if you come.
Well,
nah, I'm all right.
Well, that's promising, because I did just, I've been watching a little bit. I've actually stayed away from news for a while because it just was driving me crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But for her to be thinking about running again in 2020, at first I'm like, oh, Christ, not this again. But you know what? Run.
Yeah.
Run. Please run again. And if the DNC's stupid enough to put her in there, they get what they deserve again. But
Nah, they won't be running. No.
they're not going away, though.
No, they are. This here is just a tip. This is a investigation we didn't get done. All of them that they're doing on the Clintons, the Clinton Foundation, her server, they weren't done properly. We know that now. We're seeing that come out with Comey. All these people just look the other way, basically. It wasn't a fair.
It took enough time. I think, we've been using the word patience for some time. It's nice to see some of this starting to, I guess this is the beginning of what we all were waiting for when Trump was like, you're lucky I'm not president, I'd throw you in jail. And we all know, obviously, he couldn't bring charges up on her. They couldn't investigate too early because too many of their own players were involved. So now we're 2 years into this, and I'm sure a lot of people were, man, when are we going to get moving forward? Well, again, we had to remove the cabal, the deep state, and get people in there that Trump trusts, that we believe are true patriots. The whole Kavanaugh thing, when Lindsey Graham was asking him about the military tribunals.
Yes.
Do you understand them? And absolutely. And so I think
that's this optics for everyone. It's like, we know Lindsey knows about it. We know Kavanaugh, but they wanted to have that public conversation
so we all could hear,
so we can be
dropping a breadcrumb.
Yes,
so be like
exactly
we just said. So when it does happen, we're not shocked.
Oh, I remember hearing tidbits about this months ago. What?
Because you know damn well the media, and agree. Hopefully you chime in here and agree with this. I was thinking about this. If they didn't drop the breadcrumb on the tribunal situation, and they actually go forward and put somebody through a military tribunal, if this administration does it, you know damn well the news media is going to sit there and say, see, he's a dictator. He's taking, oh, what is this tribunal stuff? This is, dictator-like or so it needed to happen. But
No,
I
they
don't think
talked
enough
about
people
what-
paid attention.
Hey, Kavanaugh, have we ever had civilians get tried up in the military tribunals? Like, wasn't there a point in time in history when, I can't remember the name, and he names off a couple names, but he gets it wrong a little bit, and then that way Kavanaugh, that was the
Correct.
versus, knew the exact name, and,
But how many Americans actually tuned into that and actually seen?
Yeah, not
at
much.
least it happened and it was recorded and documented on film and whatever.
And then here at the Patriot Hour, I bundle it up, put it out, and we know we all do. We're just hoping enough eyes get on that, and it only really takes 10% of the population to be aware and awake, and it can help cater in tons more because
we can't be responsible for all 350 million people.
No, we can only do what we can do, and then everyone can do what they can do, and that's all we hope for, folks, is a fair investigation into these crimes. Yes, these laws are on the books. Has anyone been tried for them in a long time? No, because everyone's complicit. If Hillary ends up going down for that server and the classified information and the handling of it, there's going to be a lot of other people.
Right.
I mean, they're hemming up. I mean, is it optics that Flynn goes down for lying or whatever? And all the FBI, even Comey in his personal note said, I don't think Flynn lied. But it was like he's sitting there like, nope, I lied. I know I did. All the FBI's there on the other side of the table. No, you really didn't. We're not going to charge. No, I did lie. Where's the paperwork? I'll sign it. Okay. And they kind of slide it over and he signed something that he lied. That's how it's going down. All the FBI, all their paperwork says, we don't believe that he lied, but he keeps saying he did. So we're letting him sign stuff. And
So that would be my question. I mean, I've gotten lost in all of the.
But if he did lie and the FBI charged him, that we know on record that Huma Abedin, all of them had lied about Hillary's thing. Like, well, we didn't know she had a server like that. But then we got paper trails showing that they emailed her.
So it's going to be one of those. If you all want to throw Flynn in prison,
that's exactly that's why I think this Mueller thing. I think this
prison.
Mueller thing's been a dupe. Right now, we just found out, like we've suspected, but other people are finding out that there was a lot more going on than just a Trump-Russia look-in.
Oh, yeah.
There was these two others, and Flynn helped. And now, did Mueller put down that he doesn't think charges should be filed against Flynn? He should get no jail time. He was an instrumental in this investigation. He helped actually on two other investigations that led off of what we're doing. Oh, my God, everyone's finding out these things now. And now, if everyone's happy on the left that there's a... it's like this Trump-Russia thing didn't bring up. Oh, bullcrap, Scott. There's been 9 charges on the Manafort. It's like, well, that goes back to like 2008 personal tax stuff.
Right.
Still, though, they found that. I'm glad he's off the streets.
yeah.
But if they're hemming all those people up, and this is optics to show, here's a Mueller, this Manafort, here's Carter Page, here's Flynn, a decorated Army general, retired. But they all got these charges for lying, personal stuff, taxes here. And everyone's fine with that. This is supposed to be a Russia thing and Trump, but we don't have any of that. We're not hearing anything. We're only hearing about personal crimes. That everyone's happy, clapping their hands. If they find that on everyone else, Democrat or not, you can't.
Hey, what's good for the
This was supposed to be over Russia and Trump. All of a sudden, they're going to scream that now.
Sorry.
Well, these guys got hemmed up on nothing Russia, Trump.
Right.
And now Trump can, at the end of all of this storm, can come back and just
handpick.
Get rid of those guys. What can he write the get them out of jail thing? Give them immunity.
I'll give him a pardon.
Pardon.
I don't care
for playing helping.
Flynn has never been, in my opinion, I don't know for a fact, but it would be my opinion that Flynn has never been in risk of going to prison.
No.
And here's why. If you go all the way back and you follow Q and you follow what Trump's tweets were, he loves Flynn. He thinks the world of Flynn. Could he pardon him and get away with it politically? No, they'll throw dirt on him. But if with all these other people, they're going to start getting this dirt on. He can pardon one or two of them and soften the blow a little bit. I mean, I don't think Flynn's not in any danger of any real prison time at all.
Even what he supposedly did is only carries a sentence of I think 6 months to 9 or something.
But maybe Flynn already knows. Maybe Flynn has volunteered. Go ahead and give me the maximum penalty. Put me in jail.
Yeah.
That way Now we can go after and throw everybody else in jail and give them maximum penalties. Maybe he's okay being a what's the word I'm looking for? He wouldn't be a dupe. I mean, he wants to. In my opinion, that would be perfect.
He'd be made the example of.
Yes.
Yeah, right. The Democrats be like, yeah, we're throwing him in jail. We're giving the maximum, and make sure that he does get the maximum 6 months, and then that way, when Hillary or Page or any of these other ones actually get in front of a judge and a jury and get convicted, oh well, the maximum for this sentence is 25 years. Well, and just watch their heads just spin. I don't know if I was a patriot like that. If I was Flynn, I mean, what's 6 months for a guy like him going to federal prison? I mean, we've all seen the Goodfellas and stuff. They get steaks and wine, and stuff. It can't be that difficult.
All right, we might have lost our live stream. I don't know. I'm looking like I don't have any internet here, but we'll keep doing our show because this is getting recorded. The message will get out there, folks.
Can
all right.
any of you know what? I got it here on my phone.
Oh, they're not here. I'm getting a no connection. Some reason, some.
Spin of death?
Yep.
Son of
But we're still recording. This will still get out.
Yeah.
I'll put it to the Patriot Hour like we said. So we'll keep doing the show. But yeah, I must
It's
have
like
got
they
cut.
just shut us down when they hear us talking good about Trump and bad about everybody else.
That's
That's too bad.
exactly.
Whatever. So,
But I am without being able to see anything going on out there. Like I can't even bring up a talking point. So,
what else we got?
what else did you have written down? Yeah.
Well, we talked a little bit, did some garage talk before we went into the studio here, and we were talking about how it's, again, ironic that just a week or so ago, when the market was crashing, everybody was, oh, see what Trump's doing, the economy's falling down, the stock market's not that great. Bam, it's right back up, and actually better than what it was. And guess who gets the credit for it now? Not Trump. Well, Obama had it going. Well, you weren't ready to just smack him down for the, economy falling.
Just like the unemployment rate.
Exactly. Five-decade low. Well, thanks, Obama. Well, again, the hypocrisy, it's almost like beating a dead horse. But there's lots of good things going on right now. The unemployment, the markets are good. The jobs, the availability of jobs is through the roof. Right now would be, I don't think there's been a better time to be an 18-year-old kid coming out of high school with this many options.
Oh, yeah.
Are they taking advantage of? I don't see it. Most of the, for us in our area, we don't see the young people wanting to work. They don't know how good they have it. So
I agree.
We'll have to watch and see how that goes. Comey's in front of the Judiciary Committee. Mueller pretty much is wanting a deal, right?
Yep.
And he's only going to talk behind closed doors. But I'm sure they'll release the manifest on that or whatever that is.
Mueller's got some answering to do. There's going to be investigations into him once this one's closed down. I mean, they were just talking about the other day, like Trump is the executive, not only is he commander in chief of like military, it's all police of all states. Like he's the head of law enforcement. That's his other angle for domestic. All right. So other than being the commander in chief for military, he's the commander in chief of law enforcement.
Do you think that's true?
No, they said it. That's what's written in the Constitution. That's how it's worded. So he's in charge. And they say, so Hannity, or not Hannity, what's the other guy we like on Fox before Hannity? Tucker. They're like, he's like, so you're telling me he had this expert on, he goes that the media was able to talk so much Russia, Trump, Russia, and obstruction on Mueller, because they've been doing it for a year about he's going to fire Mueller. He hasn't fired him yet,
right.
But they've been saying it. Yeah, Jeff Sessions recused himself, which he's actually, if you go in the order of it, it's the special counsel Mueller, and then it would have been Sessions, and then Trump. That's the order. Sessions recused himself, so it left Trump directly over Mueller to do something. That's when everyone started screaming, like, because since he was out of the mix, Sessions was out of the mix. Yeah. He can't. If he does, it's impeachable. Well, there's actually law that says Trump is allowed to get rid of Mueller if he wanted that special counsel.
Well, sure.
And it's completely within the law.
But if he did it,
they would go for impeachment. If you go to court over that couple years, a year in, a real messy, loud, obnoxious investigation, it would come out in court that, well, by law, he's actually allowed to do this.
Yeah.
And it would go nowhere. But that's all they want.
I think right now they just wanted to prove I can do this. So when the next big whatever happens, it's not, again, they just keep giving us breadcrumbs to let us wake us up and
Well, that guy or the expert last night goes, yeah, it seemed like the media was able to get enough noise and say enough things that they wanted to, that they have now got the country like waiting for Trump to fire Mueller, and if he did, they would
Right.
jump all over it, even though it's within the rights of his laws. It's actually labeled in there that he can do that. They've taken a power away from him.
right.
You know, now the scary thing he said is they're setting all this up the way they're doing it. And that's why they kept that Schiff guy, Adam Schiff, was like, we need to get some paperwork in that it doesn't allow Trump to fire. He was actually trying to push, because he knows that it's law that Trump
Yeah.
can do it.
Sure he does.
But he wanted to get paperwork in. That way, if Trump does it, he actually broke a law.
Well, it's a damn good thing
They
we
never
still
did.
control the Senate then.
Yes. Now,
Which was
now
very
think
interesting
about
how all
everything
that
they're
went
setting
down.
up. What about if a Democrat does win in 2020 or 2024? What have they done set for themselves a precedence now? Like, why don't we just start investigations in the very next Democratic president? We could start doing that tit
Right.
for tat, make the country real fucked up.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do that.
F-bomb.
We're just trying
There
to.
it went. There it pow.
We're just trying to clean it up. Let me get back to live here. I think we're up. I'm gonna get it going. Again.
Jaws, don't follow Mike's lead there.
Yeah,
the F bomb.
That's very rare.
well,
I'm highly upset, folks, and it only comes out when I'm highly angry. You don't want to see me angry. You won't like my language.
Okay.
All right.
We actually have a one follower, and God bless her. The first time I've done, I don't know. You asked me on the way over. I know it hasn't been 100 shows. Mike's well over that, but we've done enough shows, and it's not like we're truck drivers or sailors. We don't constantly swear, but there was one time I remember swearing, and it wasn't a bad word. It might have been damn or something. And right away the comment was, "There's that mouth." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry." This is our show. We're allowed to speak the way we want to speak, but
We're back again live. I don't know. We're gonna see up here, Scott. Number. See, we'll start seeing people jump in.
it says 0.
Yeah, but to get a pop up.
Top jazz. Somebody type something. Somebody say something if you're following us.
There you go. If somebody comes in, right, looks like they're still here.
Do they even know? Do they even know?
Are we, Amy? Are we back? Yeah. See, she put, dude, what happened?
Yeah.
Just went live again. See,
Pretty
look.
weird. I don't even think they realized that they were offline.
Well, we're recording an episode, folks, so it didn't matter. There's some meat that you guys might have missed. You're gonna have to go to the Patriot Hour to catch the rest of it.
Yeah, that was only like 5 minutes, but yeah, that's what. Yeah. So Karen G from Indiana. What part of Indiana are you from?
Tracy F, Danielle Thomas, do a little shout out. Ellie,
Yeah.
Ellie's here.
Giving you a shout out from Arizona. Arizona in the house. Awesome.
Audio's doubled.
Doubled. Is it too loud?
No, it's not.
Yeah. Sorry, we didn't see you guys. Anyway, Washington, Indiana. Is Tracy the one that said she's
Is
from
that down
Indiana?
south?
I'm not familiar with Washington. The Jarhead is here. Chris Stockton.
Stockton.
All right, New Mexico. Near Culver, military. That's right down the road from North Liberty area.
Not too far.
That's what I call home. Born and raised, Lakeville.
Couple hours.
No, Culver is hell. LaVille plays Culver. I played against Culver growing up.
Culver Military. Yeah.
CMA.
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 Antonio's.
Very familiar down there. Yes, it is. All right, there you go. So, one of these days we're going to have to give our company that we work for a shout out here. So now that we're starting to get local people, the old heating and cooling and electrical spiel. I'm not trying to come off like I'm trying to profit off this show by any means. But if you're here,
But if you're
your
in
furnace
need.
goes down, you make sure you reach out to Scott or to Mike or I and let us know.
New drop. We got a new drop.
New drop. Here
See
we
how
go.
that's what we love the people in the.
Michael, new drop. 2 new drops. A day of remembrance.
All right.
I'm with Trump on this. I'm remembering and showing respect because of the office, but I'm still not sure 41 is.
Well, they're saying that he was put to death with 2 bullet holes in the head on the 26th of November. And then they're using, since it was done in tribunals, they're not going to report on it. It was up to the people to report, however, and they saved it.
Did our camera go down or something? Or you're pulling something up?
Yeah, I'm pulling something, but there it is.
All right.
We got 2 new. Go ahead and read this one up here, Scott. The 2560. Oh, nope.
There's 2 of them. Let's see here.
2563.
2563, new title, TBT. What? Okay. Let me read it and then go right to the link. Where is the plus on a mobile phone when dialing? Trolling the fake news media is fun. At some point, the cue will be asked. The question will be asked. Where is the, what was it? Where is the, I'm just going to follow on the keypad. Where is the, what was it, star or pound?
The plus.
The plus?
Yep, the plus.
Am I missing something? There ain't no plus on this. Wait,
On a dial pad?
on dial pad.
Below the zero, I think, isn't it?
Oh, it is below the zero.
So where is the
What
plus?
does that mean?
So let's look at this tweet.
Zero, you can zoom in on this if, well, I can try to put it. No, you're
What does that say here?
What the hell?
Air Force One call sign showing Q. Uh-oh. Air Force One call sign showing Q. USAF VC 25A 92-9000.
Those are all numbers reporting where Air Force One's at? No.
This would have been
That
like
is not public information.
no. This would have been after the fact. It becomes public.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like this could have been from
like this is the
Special Mission
a
41.
manifest.
If you scroll down a little bit, I think it talks a little bit about yeah.
And okay, so N at U.S. Air Force veteran, I guess. I don't know. 30,000 feet over central Mississippi, returning to Bush family.
returning the Bush family to Texas.
Air Force One, pound Sam 41, photo from about 30 miles away.
Right there. So it's showing up as Q, huh?
Let's slow that down again. You go ahead and keep talking. I'm going to see if I can follow along. Maybe one of our listeners is Dennis Whiter, QZU.
When the plus on a mobile phone and dialing, what does that have to do with?
Yes, the plus sign.
Okay, we'll go up here.
Is
So
right below the zero, which
operators are on standby. Q plus, Q0, anonymous put. And then just wrote back, operators are active. Go to 2565. Scott free equals WWG1 WGA. Q0 equals Q plus. At what point do they wake up? Q0 equals Q plus. At what point do they wake up?
well, okay. They say there's somebody saying several drops since the start of the show. Well, we see two. Is there?
There you go. 2565. 2565 is the last one, folks. We just did 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I guess that's
It's 4. The last one I did last night was 2561. That came out at 6:56 p.m. So yeah, we got them all ready.
I got to go
folks.
back and watch the Clinton Foundation video. But anyway, anybody got any opinions on what we're AF9? Okay, so man, I can't slow that down, Mike. It might go too fast on our chat here. But AF929000 has installed 2 UHF SATCOM Honeywell K-band antennas on its spine, giving a special look to this particular aircraft.
All right.
Okay. Read 2563, Karen G says.
2563.
2563.
Right here.
Where is the plus on a mobile phone when dialing? Trolling fake news is fun. At some point, the question will be asked. Boy.
Let me show you this real quick. Q link the other day. This is right here, by the way. Look, if you decide to change careers, Q put Secret Service, join, apply, FBI, working at FBI, how to apply. If you decide to change careers, your name has been entered to be fast tracked.
Really?
Wild. Yeah, they're going to need some replacements.
Why?
A lot of dirt bags are going down, I guess.
So if you're a Q follower, you're moving right to the top of the list, huh?
If you're able to follow along with this shit, he said.
There it is again. Bam! Another swear word. We need a swear jar.
I have not.
Kennedy avenged Dallas. Jack Rooney.
Oh.
Kennedy avenged Dallas. www.airliners.net US. Here. Karen says trolling question mark. I'm asking the same question, Karen. What is Kennedy avenged Dallas? I mean, what's going on here? Yeah, that's a troll. Get out of that one. Don't click on that link. Stay away from 0101 tuber. Don't allow them to shut that one up. There, bam! That's the third one.
Live, baby. All right, hold on. Let me quit thinking. And
That's for the Q
Get to
patch wearing
drinking.
sheriff deputy. Swear jar, Danielle. I'm with you.
sorry.
That's the third one. Chris is correct. Danielle says I could buy a new house if I had a swear jar. We could too. We're just trying to make sure we don't,
We don't mean to.
apply.
I'm sorry. Where is what am I looking for here?
Oh, apply for FBI and SS's for the Broward City Department Sheriff. He got in trouble for wearing the Q patch.
Did you see that?
I did not.
Dude, it's been. So you got Michael Flynn, the one photo where he's with the dude with the woke shirt on, but the woke is the Q, the O is a Q.
Yeah.
Then you got Mike Pence standing on the tarmac with a.
Please understand me. I guess I'm speaking reverse, but please understand me or learn me how and why he got in trouble.
Look, here you go.
What does that mean? He got in trouble? Did he get
Look.
reprimanded, and why? Is it illegal to have a Q on your shirt? We
Up
don't
here,
get
top.
offended. Not liberal cupcakes.
See?
Yeah, I've seen that one, but he got in trouble for wearing that.
Yeah, I guess.
Why?
Because then they looked into it. His boss is like, well, this whole Q thing, whoa. Like,
I bet there's probably something in there to where that's not, they can use it against him. So that's not part of the uniform. You're not allowed to wear that, but I don't think they can fire him over it.
Chris Stockton there said he was reprimanded for
what he believes.
unauthorized patches.
Unauthorized. So see, they used the fine print, and it's not part of the uniform.
it's out of the regs.
All right, Amy just repeated herself 3 times. Behave, Michael.
Sorry. Sorry. All right, here, I want
He
to
was
show.
fired, Robin L. is trying to tell us.
All right, check this out for a minute. We'll be right back.
That is my phone.
The ship beneath you is not a toy. Sailing's not a game.
So why the hell do it?
Bill's character, Mr. Preston, of which you are in desperately short supply.
They came from different places.
And this Ocean Academy isn't recognized as accredited.
It'll be a good thing, Dad.
They sailed for different reasons.
I don't want to be what I was when I left. There you go. Anonymous.
But there was only one way
We'll do it together.
I can't.
Climb!
to survive on his ship.
I will challenge them, and they will come together.
Become a team.
Where we go one, we go all.
Because where he was taking them
What are they doing?
Claiming their place in the world.
could not be measured in miles. They thought they had survived the greatest challenge of their lives.
We had come through every kind of seas imaginable.
Except a white squall.
But it was only
White squalls are a phenomenon of the imagination.
the calm
What happened to my ship was not imagined.
before the storm. Largo Entertainment presents a film about loyalty,
Where we go one,
We go all.
discovery,
But we're a crew. That's what this whole thing is about.
and courage.
Don't you walk out on this, Skipper, you don't!
Captain, they're only boys.
We listened to you, we believed you,
they're much more than that, sir.
and we are still here!
Jeff Bridges in a Ridley Scott film. White Squall, based on a true story.
So where we go, we're echoing a little bit. So White Squall, where we go one, we go all. Calm before the storm. That's pretty cool.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
I don't want to be anonymous anymore, he said, which is crazy.
He was demoted. Okay, so there's demoted, fired. Fired meaning he was taking off some security details. I heard that, but I don't know that they fired him from service.
Who's this?
We're talking about the officer wearing the Q patch.
Yeah.
I know he was taking off some security details, but I don't know that that necessarily means he got fired. I mean, that's what the tweet says. I was asking what a call signal from a plane meant. Oh, okay.
Chief of Staff Kelly expected to resign in days. Trump picks Barr as a new attorney general. That leaked last night. Now he's confirming it. So this Barr guy was in the Bush administration. He was the attorney general for Bush.
For 41?
Yeah.
Yes, he was. I hope, there's a lot of stuff out there about the Bush family during Germany and World War II and how they changed their spelling of their last name and their old money and old power and connections. And then there's a lot of people that, don't get into the conspiracies or don't dig into those kinds of facts. I kind of wanted to talk about 41 just for a minute because of his death. I mean, that's the first time I've been back on the show. And anyway, so you have all the conspiratists out there that have come up with facts on the Bush family. Weird stuff, where points, where they came from, yada, yada, yada. But he was CIA. He obviously was CIA agent before he even became the head of CIA. Then he becomes president of the United States. He's done some things that was credible, good for the country. He handled the Cold War, the end of the Cold War and the Berlin Wall. In my opinion, I was just a kid at that time, but he did it. He handled that gracefully. I mean, he was a good.
We got to think as well, like the media now, how they portray, like even though Trump's doing good, but the media is not letting you think that he is.
Yeah, they would have tore Bush apart.
Yeah,
they would have.
Back then, I mean, it just seemed like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
So but he was responsible for the Clean Air Act. That was a big one. That was back when pushing that direction for clean air had to have been very difficult because
you see what we're in now. They're pushing a that we're heating up or whatever, the climate. That's a climate thing, right? That was another video I went over. It talked about that was the last thing implemented. We were supposed to be at war with Russia right now, and then also the clean or the energy or heating up of our atmosphere, or we're in the cold, whatever. I don't know what they're saying because I don't.
Well, now instead of obviously we all know instead of global warming, now it's climate change.
Yes.
Once it's proven or enough,
we're not heating up. Well, it's climate change.
Because ding dong, Al Gore, the 5-Star Energy Act and movement, blah blah blah. And for those that don't understand what that is, it's that's when you could no longer buy inefficient appliances. You had to buy them, or with the 5-star insignia on it. And I was just asked the other day, do I believe furnaces and air conditioners are going to go that direction? Yeah, before long they're going to make it mandatory that you have to get a high efficient furnace, which I would be okay with. But you can't force people this change. Windows and siding and all these appliances. At one point, who made all the freaking money off of that deal? Al Gore. He made a tremendous amount of money. So that kind of goes along with what I was going to say about the Bush situation. I'm not asking people to love the guy. I respect the office like Trump. Damn well the Trump family, not necessarily the Trump family, but Trump and the Bush family hate each other's guts. But you can respect the office and do it with grace. But if Al Gore can do a 5-Star Energy Act and make a bunch of money off it, then can we quit talking about how the Bushes made money off oil being president? No, they made money. They had money from Germany. I mean, they have old money.
If they made a bunch from that, Prescott Bush made his money that way, and then that huge amounts of money they made then only allowed them to get into the oil game later on, and more money was made. I don't know either.
What's wrong with making money anyway? I mean, are you telling me that every liberal in this country, every liberal politician, every liberal actor, are all liberals broke? They're allowed to make money, but
yeah,
if a conservative
I think,
does it, oh, they're evil.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to how it was made. You know, if it wasn't made because you sold out your country or did something real treasonous, you know, I'm all for it. But if it involves, you know, 100,000 or 1,000 Americans dying, or some bullshit war that they wanted to create, you know, that's where it comes in.
Somebody just said maybe there's notes at the funeral that told them their homes were being raided. We gotta go.
Putting little sticky notes on the coffin, are they?
A simple CCTV pic of a federal agent kicking down their door. That would be kind of cool.
What was
Prescott Bush killed my uncle on D-Day.
See?
Say it again.
Here's a common thread. Here's a common thread I'm seeing. So McCain, same thing. Like, remember he was a prisoner of war, but he was the only one that got the special treatment
Right.
or whatnot. And then he got released, and we all made the joke like, is there anyone left? No, I was the only one that lived. You know, they never went back. Years later, they're trying to go back to get the rest of them. He's like, no, and he helped doing legislative that wouldn't allow deals to be made with Vietnam, and these people died.
Yeah, cover it up.
So Bush, I'm looking into this common thread. You know, Herbert, it came out a couple years ago that he was a downed pilot, right?
Yep.
You know, well, the story goes, there's 4 planes that went down. 3 of them, they all went up a little further. He was kind of the smarter one and veered his plane backwards and landed out here. When everyone jooted out of their planes, you know, and they swam to shore in Guam to get captured and eaten. He swam outward instead of going to the shore, and a sub popped out of nowhere, and he gets onto a Navy sub.
Did you just say they got captured and eaten?
Yes. You can look into this story. So again,
Eaten by human beings?
yeah, these people off of Guam were into
natives.
the highest. It was a specialty to capture these officers and eat them. You know,
So these weren't like native Indians with
what are
loincloths
Guams?
on.
What do you call Guams? You know,
Guanes?
Guamians. I don't know.
They were indigenous people? This wasn't like the enemy. These were islanders or something, huh?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Let's see, downed pilots. U.S. POW shot down over Japan 70 years ago. Guam-based pilots. Murder and cannibalism on the Pacific Islands. So yeah, this is the story, you know, that he would have most likely been eaten if he would have swam to shore like his counterparts.
Jeez.
But he was swimming out into the ocean, and a sub pops up.
Weird.
And he gets on. He's like, "Welcome to be aboard." That's how it goes down. I'm like, every time I read into these people that they put up on a pedestal, nobody else lived. Yeah. So I don't know if these stories are given to them as part of the system. If this is a system that I believe it to be, it gets pretty.
Is that Ellie 1978? And ELE?
Yeah, we call her L.
Or L. I in no shape am I patting the 41 on the back. I went over some things that the media is saying that he did good and blah blah blah. The Clean Air Act was good. You know, he did handle himself well during the Berlin Wall. But I am one of those conspirators and fact finders that really believe the Bushes are kind of ornery.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably too soon to talk about how I really feel about him, but
I just feel anybody 50 years in anything is know the tricks, the shortcuts, I don't know.
Why'd you change the spelling of your name? I mean, maybe back then when they moved here, obviously nobody planned on today's technology being what it is. I mean, they thought maybe they could just come here.
Yeah,
and
the
blend
history book
in.
shows this guy's name as a bad person. If we just change it, then
So
it
that's
separates.
Nobody could have believed back in the 40s when people started relocating shit. Pardon me, swear jar. They found the one guy from Germany. He was a Nazi. They found him later on in Peru.
Yeah.
You know, he was trying to change his name, and he didn't get brought up on tribunals until the mid 80s.
And we brought over all these people during Operation Paperclip. You know, all the ones that were real bad in Germany that should have probably been put down, we brought them over. They started our CIA here.
Right. Yeah.
That's what they say. Days later, after all these Operation Paperclip, all of a sudden the CIA was formed. These people were right there. We had some military come over to help it along. But, geesh. So we had the Nazi thing implemented into our country on purpose. Almost. I mean, geesh.
Warren asks, how would a survivor in the ocean know people on an island were eaten?
How would a survivor in the
The
ocean?
pilots.
know? Well, okay. So other than these pilots, this wasn't the only people to go down. This is just one story of this war in the Pacific. So there was lots of down pilots over the period of this war of World War II, right? Am I right on that?
Yeah, so what they're saying basically is indigenous people on those islands out in the Pacific have been known to be cannibalists, right? I mean, it's not like the Japs killed them, shot them down, put them on a turkey fryer and ate them, right? This was what you're saying is the story says there's indigenous people on these islands, just like in South America up until, geez, it wasn't. I was just a kid when they found this group of people in South America still shrinking heads and doing, just crazy.
All right, here we go. So let me just bowl this up here. Look up here on the top screen. All right, George H.W. Bush narrowly escaped comrades' fate of being killed and eaten by Japanese captors. The former president George H.W. Bush narrowly escaped being beheaded and eaten by Japanese soldiers when he was shot down over the Pacific in the Second World War. A shocking new history published in America has revealed. The book, Flyboys, is a result of a historical detective work by James Bradley, whose father was among the Marines later photographed raising the flag over the island in Iwo Jima.
My granddad's brother was the third guy in line.
Okay. Lieutenant, God bless him, Lieutenant George Bush, then a 20-year-old pilot, was among the 9 airmen who escaped from their planes after being shot down during a bombing raids on the Chichijima, a tiny island 700 miles south of Tokyo. So that was September 44. There we go. So the horrific fate of the eight flyboys were established in subsequent war crime trials on the island of Guam, but details were sealed in top-secret files in Washington to spare their families distress. Mr. Bradley has established that they were tortured, beaten, and then executed, either by beheading with swords or by multiple stab wounds from bayonets and sharpened bamboo stakes. 4 were then butchered by the island garrison surgeons and their livers and meat from their thighs eaten by senior Japanese officers.
What the F?
So,
isn't that against isn't there something in
the Geneva Convention? I don't know.
Thou shalt not eat the enemy.
So there you go, folks. Now, how do they know? Like this guy wrote, you have Bush that swims out. The other ones were eaten. How would they have known that? It looks like all of them didn't get eaten. And this wasn't the first story of this. This was going on rampantly. So these pilots knew it was one thing to get shot down and go down, and then the fear of, oh my God, I'm going to get captured and probably eaten. So you had that kind of going on.
I'm blown away.
Well known.
I'm a history buff. I did Major American Conflicts 1 and 2 in high school, and then later on, I just love history, and I love the wars. I don't mean I love that we had wars, but I love doing the research on it and reading up on it. I never heard this before.
Geez, they actually even have a nice photograph of there's Bush.
Weird.
Downed pilot George Bush is rescued by Navy submarine. USS Finback.
It's almost like they just said, what a great narrative. You started this.
Yeah. He was probably, got onto that sub that day and in his little room they gave him to get, showered up. And
right, Knight, I agree with you.
You will be president.
The Japanese were much worse than most people think in Western society. It is fact that the Japanese, during that time, the soldiers, they fought to the death. They were, the one guy, they found him in the 70s or 80s. I'll have to Google that again. He didn't come down off his post. Nobody ever told him the war was over, so he sat up in the mountain for 30 years. And
what?
Tourists were walking around the island, and he come out and spooked them, and he and his Japanese fatigues with his gun, and they went running down the hill and got the local magistrate, and they come up, a group of law enforcement. What are you doing, man? Well,
war's over.
Nobody relieved me. It's like, what a loyalist, what a stubborn little
stand
cuss.
my watch until properly relieved.
Right. But they, the baton march, they were ruthless.
I'm waiting to do a turnover.
This is what upsets me. I almost swore again, but this is what upsets me is The Geneva Convention. You guys are vets. It was. I was always told by my uncles that it was good for a couple of things: starting campfire and wiping your rear end. But you know, the Japanese, the Bataan March, and what they did to our soldiers, and then what the Germans did. But we're supposed to shut down Guantanamo. You know,
Guantanamo Bay.
yeah. Get the hell out of here. We are one of the most sovereign and polite militaries out now. We might give you shock and awe and destroy cities, and a few of you die that way.
No, I'm betting Obama's going to soon wish that he would have shut it down like he promised he would in his campaign.
I thought he tried. I thought they did. Or they were
Trump just got done putting $1.2 billion into it in renovations.
kind of like Texas. You know, some states are outlawing or trying to ban capital
Punishment.
and Texas
Texas
is
is-
putting express lanes.
Yeah.
So go Texas.
Yeah, no, Trump had, plans for it it's going to be full here. I mean, they just detached that 305th Army military police going over there. There's 100 plus people. Yeah. Intake's getting ready to pop off. So the Geneva Conventions, yeah, we're all, I didn't know when that came into effect, but it looks like back in the 1800s, so it definitely should have been.
Soren Toast Moon. I think that was his name. What? That happened several times on those islands. Hand-to-hand combat, head on a stick. Jeez.
All right, we're at the 50-minute mark. We'll do some talk to some of the people here. Let me put this up top.
Josh, we didn't really let you talk a whole lot for a newbie. We were
Like I said, I'm just gonna take it all in today.
trying to get your feet wet, and Mike and I do.
Getting his feet wet. He'll be back for sure, folks.
Mike and I always do a garage talk, and for new listeners and for you, Jaws, garage talk is in between shows. We usually, like, when I come over here, I make it worth a while, and we do 2 shows. So garage talk is in between, and we
Okay.
Yeah, we'll come
go
back up.
over some stuff.
So is that what we want to do, guys? Do you? We'll leave the. I'll just leave the live feed up. I'll play something for you guys. Like I'll put one of my old videos in, something that goes for 10 minutes, and then we'll be back. So stick around in the live chat. We're gonna get this one stopped and put to the Patriot Hour, and then we'll come back and we'll do another half hour, 40, whatever you guys got time to do.
I can talk all day. I'm glad to be back, and this live thing is kind of cool. We finally get to respond immediately, which is neat.
Yes.
So, all right, folks, we'll be back in a minute.
Yep, we'll be back here. Let me get something lined up here for them. We're still